Hey, Asmon, are you going to say hello or me?
I don't know, man.
I got a thing.
Before we go live, do you want to talk about that one thing that we're if we talk about on stream we get banned?
Oh yeah, the one with the panels in that one comic book.
Oh my god, dude. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, hey, hi guys. Yeah, we're back. So it's been about how long? About 6 months or so before we've done ALLCRAFT. It's been quite a while. And today we return just a few days after I've returned. And I'm joined obviously with my co-host here, Rich Campbell, and also with a new person, a true connoisseur of games like Lost Ark, Tectone. Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Stoked to be here.
It's pretty crazy. Like I right now, I start thinking about the past a lot. I think we started this show maybe, oh my goodness, I think, Asmon, what is it, 5 years ago we started ALLCRAFT?
5 years?
That is a good question because it's been a ridiculously long time. Like now that I think about it, it's been something like, 5 years or something insane like that.
It's actually how we met. Asmon was actually the first guest of ALLCRAFT, and then he invited himself on the show, and we've been friends ever since.
Well, I mean, it's just, I mean, I had to be there, right?
Yeah, you literally, you just said what time next week, and then all of a sudden we ended up doing the show together for 5 years. Yeah, guys, my mic is a little bit echoey. I am in Tectone's closet. I am absolutely addicted to closets. But the thing is you look 5 years ago, we start doing the show, and all of a sudden that turns into OTK. I start watching a bunch of Genshin Impact. I begged Tectone to join the org. Yeah, I mean, but it is.
Sorry, man, that sucks, bro.
we started off, everything was all about World of Warcraft, and now we started to look at a bunch of different games. But we can talk about the past a whole bunch. Today, I really want to focus on what is current. And Current is the official sponsor of the show. Want to give a huge shout out to Current for sponsoring the first ALLCRAFT episode back. And today, we're going to be giving away $5,000 to all of you guys in chat. Not to all of you guys in chat. We're going to keep giving away $5,000.
Yeah, everybody gets $5,000. I wish. Okay,
that's one way.
You get $5,000. You get $5,000. Yeah. But anyway, guys, yes, if you use the code, you're going to be able to be entered into the giveaway for $5,000. We're also going to be giving away part of that money during the after show as well. So, guys, a lot of people might not really know what Current is. It's basically, I think they call it the future of online banking, and I kind of agree because let me ask you a question: how many of you guys have had a bank account where you didn't have enough money in the account, and because you didn't have enough money in the account, they took more money out of your account? Well, I have, and they zeroed my balance out to $0. And I have always been upset about that. Current does not do that. And on top of that, Current has started a new program where they're going to give you 4% back of interest on your actual checking account as well.
Yeah, guys, look.
Annually.
We're playing Lost Ark now.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like straight up, we're playing Lost Ark right now.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about if the game's pay to win or not. I think that's one of the main things we're going to be talking about. A lot of people wanted to talk about what's actually in the cash shop.
You can use your current card to pay to win in Lost Ark.
There you go. There you go.
Dude, I can't wait to touch on that topic too, because like it is so cut and dry. It's a lot less complicated than people are making it out to be. It's really not that complicated, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. That is one of the biggest things that I want to talk about today, because I'm not sure if new stuff's going to roll out in the cash shop, things like that. I feel like it's definitely going to be a pretty big focus of what is the future of Lost Ark. I think we're obviously very much in the honeymoon phase of the game. We're at a point where everybody's leveling, everybody's getting to enjoy whatever they've actually selected it as their first character. But we definitely have a lot to talk about. And one more time, just want to say thank you to Current for sponsoring this episode today. I see a lot of you guys in the chat talking about it, but also if you would click that link, it does a lot to support the future of ALLCRAFT. But without further ado, let's jump into it.
Should I read them off, the numbers on my card?
They said that you were not supposed to do that, but you know what, man? Go for it.
Okay, what about the numbers on the back? Is that one okay too?
Yeah. Like
it says, the card says tips out. So I mean, it should be fine.
That's probably fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, yeah, keep in mind, how do they actually enter into this again? Because I think there are just maybe 2 or 3 people in chat that think that typing OTK in chat is what enters them in. So how exactly do you enter into this giveaway again?
I will double check, but definitely not like that. Just click on the link right now. Yeah, Vegito is doing it the right way. Yeah, so you don't type it. You send the payment request.
Yeah, you send the payment request. Yeah, so you use the current app to send the request, and then we send you the money on the app. It's literally that simple.
It's actually the easiest thing ever.
We'll remind you guys. Yeah, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. But anyway, I guess like the first thing is Tectone. You played Genshin Impact, so I'm sure you probably heard about Lost Ark. You said you were looking forward to the game ever since like what 2018.
No, about 2 years ago. So probably like 2020-ish, around 2020.
Please don't remind me that 2020 was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that sucked, doesn't it? Yeah, like, 'cause I've been playing, if you can even call it playing Genshin Impact for like a year and a half. It's more like log in for 15 minutes, spend your res, and then realize there's nothing left to do. And it just honestly, it blows. But I'm looking forward to Lost Ark. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Lost Ark for a very long time, because this is one of those games, because it's a Korean MMO, which is generally just a grind fest. And I love that. Like, if I can spend like 12 hours a day, like just grinding anything where I can actually get that dopamine rush of getting an upgrade, I'm going to do it. But this one isn't entirely like that, because the weekly and daily systems that are put in place is actually an MMO that feels like it respects your time. So you can still grind a lot if you like, but the grinding is going to be more forms of like raid progression and PvP attempts over like, I don't know, kill trolls.
You ever play BDO?
Yeah, that shit sucked.
Yeah, with the best farming method, whenever I played, we were getting 2% experience of a level per hour.
Yeah, that's so gross.
I'll never fucking forget Asmon just talking to me. Dude, he was talking to me about BDO. The only thing I ever absorbed from it, because I didn't play the game, was you were telling me about your lucky underwear. That's the only thing I remember from BDO.
Oh my god. Yes. Yeah, so like, yeah, you could buy special underwear that would give you a stat in that game. And I think like Lost Ark has some stuff like that. And I know, Tectone, you brought this up whenever we first began the show. You've looked into a little bit of the more pay-to-win aspects of the game. Like, let's just dive right into the first big topic. This is the thing that I think a lot of people want to hear about. Where do you stand as somebody who's played games like this before? How do you feel like it is or is not pay-to-win?
See, this one drives me nuts, because like there's nothing worse that can like kill an MMO for like the large majority of players than hearing, oh, it's pay to win, you just spend money and you beat everybody. Because like I hate that garbage, because there obviously is pay to convenience 100%, but in my opinion, if there is a ceiling put in place where it's like the strength limit is 100. If I can't spend money to break that limit, then it's not pay to win. Now, if I can get to that cap quicker, sure, it is going to have, I guess, moments of pay to win. That's fair to say, but it's only temporary, because once this game's been out for a month or two, everybody is still going to reach the same ceilings as everybody else. You might get some, bonuses in the short run, but in the long run, it's going to balance out. So I think pay to convenience and pay to win are way different, because if I can't spend money, like literally, I was ready to drop $100,000 day one if Mizkif let me on this game to actually see if this game was pay to win.
You were rich.
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
Am I the only one that the game was pay to win and got excited? I was like, finally, I get to be good at a game. I was like, I might actually be good at this one. I think, look, Tectone, I mean, I've told this story countless times, but for anyone who hasn't gotten to meet Tectone yet, I ended up meeting him because I was playing Genshin Impact a whole bunch when we first started OTK.
I'm so sorry about that, too.
Yeah, look, I decided I wanted to watch whatever streamer was the best Genshin Impact player in the world so I could get a little bit better at the game. I started watching Tectone. I realized that wasn't him, and I realized that, with his level of gameplay, he should be in OTK. And that's where we are now, We're not necessarily the gameplay org. And now here he is. It's been a few months, and he fits right in. And he did get to level 50 though before both me and Asmon, which is impressive.
I'm level 35, man.
Dude, I cannot tell you how much people did not warn me about this getting into Lost Ark. If you are leveling as a paladin, a bard, or good lord, a gun lancer, it takes you like 3 times longer to get to level 50. This is straight up.
It's a hybrid.
Wait, dude, you want to know what's embarrassing?
Asmon, you have to see how like negligent my damage is. It's non-existent.
I don't need to see it. I just did. That's like your damage sucks. I saw it. It's awful.
You know what's crazy? The best gamer in OTK is NMP LOL.
I don't know how that happened. And this, I think the second best gamer is probably Imaru. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like she's
true.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say now. I really don't.
As long as Mizkif doesn't crack the top 5, we're okay. But I think that one of the things that's really interesting about MMOs, to kind of bring it back, because Tectone, you're talking about some of the other games you play. We play a lot of similar games. I actually play other Smilegate games. I actually play Epic 7 quite frequently. Usually when I talk about it, people get really mad at me. But usually the thing with a lot of the Korean RPGs is they have so many loops and so many grinds that can all be sped up, right? So if you have a skill, you're going to need to farm a resource to level up that skill further. You're also going to need to get levels on the character. Then you're also going to need to get gear, which usually has RNG attached to it. And you're going to need resources to roll that gear, to make that gear a higher level. That's usually the Korean RPG style.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind that genre at all.
Do we have that, though, in this game? Because
No.
I feel like we're starting to get to endgame, and the grindiest system that I've seen is definitely, like, rapport seems very grindy.
Engravings. Like the
That's
engravings.
what I've heard too. Yeah, the engravings.
Super gross. It is, I will admit, it is very gross RNG, but that's pretty much the only aspect. So what happens is, like, you get these engravings, and you have 3 stats or 3, like, sub slots you could roll into. And it'll show you the RNG percent at the top. And it'll say 75%. And you got to realize there are 2 positive affixes and 1 negative affix. And you have to realize which one do you want to take the chance of failing the roll, because you want to get the good rolls, but you also want to lose the bad rolls. Because if you get 5 bad rolls, it permanently debuffs your character if you use that engraving. But trying to get good engravings is definitely, I will admit, it's yikes, but that's pretty much the only bad thing in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really important thing to talk about, because I look at a lot of the systems in other Korean MMORPG or RPGs rather, and it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. You know, it's not that slick. It's pretty obvious that they're trying to extend playtime. And honestly, funny enough, even though a lot of those games that I'm referencing right now are incredibly pay to win, they actually still do retain players and better than World of Warcraft loops do. But you see energy. You see things like only being able to do certain things in a time gate. I don't see that right now in Lost Ark, which does make me excited. And it also makes me think that a lot of the pay-to-win elements are going to be toned down. I know that, Asmon, you watched the interview with some of the people from Lost Ark. Did they say what the future of the cash shop was really going to be?
No, not really. I mean, I don't think they're probably going to do anything any more crazy, but like, you'll just have to wait and see. I feel like they've had, like, Amazon Game Studios has made, I think, like 2 or 3 posts and announcements about kind of like their monetization, the business model philosophy, and everything about the game. And from what I understand is that they did tone down some of the things that would be considered pay to win here in the West from the Korean version. And basically, like, I started hearing about Lost Ark about a year ago. And the fact is, like, people spammed me and told me it's pay to win. Other people are spamming me and telling me it's not pay to win. And at this point, I'm still level 35 and I'm still not entirely sure. I don't know yet because I haven't interfaced with those systems yet. And to me, like, whenever I was that close and there was that much misinformation, or just different information, maybe not even misinformation, I just wanted to try it out and play it for myself and see actually for myself, because a lot of times things get distorted online, and what is not necessarily what is being said.
I feel like there's this thing, and it's understandable. The second that a game has any paid elements, people have a very emotional and visceral reaction.
Yes.
And by all means, you should have that. It's your money. And a lot of games will try to screw you over. But I do think that sometimes people react more emotionally than intelligently, and they don't fully look through it. I am fine with games that have paid elements. Obviously, I'm a disgusting swiper. I am a whale. I'm a dirty, dirty whale. Sometimes I spend money on games and I like look in the mirror for a half hour and I'm like, who are you, you disgusting loser? And I cry a little bit.
Rich quit PoE after he bought everything on the shop.
Yeah. The PoE. Do you remember that one night when we were the Transcendence portal and you were like, yeah, dude, just buy another loot box, dude. And I was like, are you sure? We spent like $600 trying to get that stupid portal out of the loot boxes, and you just watched me the whole time, dude. That's the thing.
The best example of this.
To watch.
Yeah, the best example of this is Rich calls me up at like 2 a.m. and he's opening, I think it was called like Wishes or something like that in Genshin Impact. And you were like, man, I just spent $200 on this, man. Do you want to see me open these packs? And I'm like, okay. And I'm like looking at the other screen playing a game. And he's like, oh my God, dude, I got it. I got Diluc, man. I've got Diluc. Oh my God. What is this? He's like, oh, but he doesn't have enough stars or some like constellation or something like that. And then immediately he burns through $200. He's like, man, you know, I could buy $200 again. I mean, do you want to watch me do it again? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, oh, come on. Like, oh, I just bought it. Never mind. And so he's like using the $200 that he's spending on the game and rationalizing it as if, well, I'm not spending this on myself. I'm spending it to entertain my friend because I'm hanging out with him. And I think this went on, like, how many times did you do this? Like 3 times?
Dude,
I mean, you must have gone down.
He's
like
done that with me too,
one
by the
day.
way. He has also done that with me.
I spent like $1,000, and you kept trying to leave, and I was like, "Why are you trying to go, man?"
Yeah.
It was like, sit down, man. And I haven't ever used that character, by the way.
Rich is probably one of my first friends where I've actually genuinely worried about their gacha addiction, because like it is so real. It is so scary, man. When I heard you starting to play Epic 7, man, I was so scared about you, and honestly, I don't want to see how much you spent on that game, bro. I'm actually shaking about that.
I usually have like I have like a few. What does that tweet say? I usually have multiple gotchas going at the same time. Wait, I can't even see it. Wait, I'm pulling.
Is that like at the arcade?
Does anyone else enjoy buying microtransactions in a game, even if they aren't going to play it? It's such a rush. I am a whale. Am I alone? When is that from? What the heck? Dude, that was
2 years ago too.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez. Yeah, no, look. The thing is I am actually fine with games that do have pay-to-win elements, and that was the reason why I brought it up. But with one huge caveat, I think it should be very upfront with you. If the game tells you how the pay-to-win elements are going to work, you know how they're going to work, you know what you're getting into the second that you sign up, and you're not like kind of pulled into it, I'm totally fine with it. Games are going to make money the way that they're going to make money, and as long as you know you're getting into it, that's fine. The one thing that did bother me a little bit with Lost Ark, and I'm curious how you guys feel about it, is I hate when games, when you spend money and it gets transferred into a million different currencies, so you get lost in a token economy, and there are like 2 different gem types in the cash shop.
It obfuscates the amount of actual money you're spending.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really dislike that, because I bought a mount and somebody was like, hey, how much did that mount cost? And I literally said, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea how much I've spent with these gems, because it gets converted so quick. It's like the Xbox Live points. You remember that? Back in the day, it was like, you spend $20 to get 4 Xbox Live points, which will buy you 2 tokens. And it's like, wait, did I just spend the $100? I really dislike that. But yeah.
I didn't really do a whole lot of that, but like for me, like I don't really give a shit about pay to win if it's in a free game. And the fact is, like, if they want to make that their business model, that's fine. People can choose to play the game or not. Like, I don't really give a shit. It's not my place to tell people how they should or should not make games. Most pay-to-win games, like, the problem to me is, like, whenever you can pay to win infinitely. So, like, the difference, like, you gain an advantage. Like, if you spend $100 on this game and you are 100%, you know, basically you have every advantage that you could possibly have that you could obtain with money, that is pretty much like, okay, whatever, right? But the other problem that I have is whenever you can just spend more and more and more money and just gain power and value to a semi-infinite level. So it's like the person who spends $100 is less powerful than the person who spends 1,000, and that person is less powerful than the person who spends 5,000, and that person is less powerful than the person that spends 20,000. And that's where I really think pay to win goes off the rails. That's what I really, really don't like.
For me, with pay to win and pay to convenience, like pay to convenience, I don't mind. Because if pay to convenience doesn't exist, especially for grinding it, and this might be a hot take. I don't know if it is or not. But in my opinion, there are some people where like some people's time is more valuable than others. And if a businessman who works 18 hours a day can spend $100 to catch up over a leveling over somebody who's like a high school student where they're on Christmas break and they can play like 24 hours a day at no detriment to their own life whatsoever, I don't mind pay to convenience as long as we get to the same goal eventually and we are at the same caps. Like,
well, it also depends on what the convenience is, right? Because, like, for example, if playing the game is intentionally, like, let me give you an example. Did you guys, both of you guys, play New World?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I love New World too. Like, yeah, you love grindy games. There you fucking go.
I loved when I stopped playing New World, honestly.
Well, look, I mean, the thing is with New World is, like, for example, like Azoth is a great example. Like, imagine if they were selling Azoth in the store, and it's like, you have this artificial time gate and this artificial thing that is suppressing the way that you play the game. And basically the game is designed in a way that it's purposefully putting obstacles in front of you in order to force you to pay to overcome them. And I think that's very, very different than if somebody buys a story skip in Final Fantasy, because the story itself is not some sort of unnecessary, basically, like, there's no purpose for some of the obstacles, right? They serve no gameplay purpose. They don't make the game better. They just make it take longer. And whenever games have basically a profit incentive to inconvenience you, then convenience features become bad. But if it's just convenience features for something like a story skip in Final Fantasy, that is infinitely less bad to me.
No, I'm not going to make a Quinn joke. The thing is I feel like when you're actively streaming Final Fantasy, you won't even say the word story skip. It's like saying Voldemort in the Harry Potter universe. And Asmon just said that way too easy. Dude, people hate the skippers.
I like my community when I was playing Final Fantasy 14, because I wanted to play. I saw Asmon playing it and I was like, oh, dude, you made Final Fantasy look awesome. Right, so I tried it and I was like, I want to get to endgame as quickly as possible because that's how I play an MMO. Listen, I don't give a shit about a story in a game. If I wanted a good story, I would go watch an anime or a movie. So I'm here skipping every single cutscene. I don't give a shit. I get to like Heaven's Ward, and then people are like, "What do you think of the story so far?" And I say, "I don't give a shit, bro. I'm just playing the game." Everybody starts puking out of their mouths, and apparently I'm not allowed to play Final Fantasy 14 unless I read the goddamn story. But whatever, man. So I dropped that shit immediately, even though I was enjoying the gameplay. Good Lord, just let me enjoy the game, man. It was so annoying.
It's not worth the drama.
It was not worth it at all.
Jet Black, the triple legend. The thing with Final Fantasy and that whole thing with the community getting really mad about story skips. Honestly, if you're scaring people away from the game, you're kind of hurting the community in a lot of ways, which I don't think is ever worth. But I do want to go back to something that Asmon was kind of saying with how different mechanics actually work and how the constant throwing of obstacles at a player, it sometimes in pay-to-win games, it feels like it's arbitrary obstacles and they're purposefully annoying so you can pay to skip them.
Yeah, it makes you want to do it.
And I'll be completely honest, rapport is the one system that I see right now where I kind of am like, this looks like it is supposed to be annoying, so I want to try to skip it. That is the one system that kind of feels that way to me right now. And I do know that the cash shop has some stuff so you can do things.
It definitely has a skip, but the bonuses that you get from rapport are a lot less dramatic than in other gacha games where it's like, oh, your power level will change by 80% if you beat 3-1 of Twisted Forest, but it'll take you about 3 months unless you pay $5. Where rapport is like, oh, you get like 10 extra strength if you do this.
Yeah, it does seem like that and the card system.
The card of rapport is super min-maxy.
Yeah, the card system's actually pretty cool. I like the card system so far.
I don't. It confuses the shit out of me.
I just like collecting cards in games because I'm a Magic the Gathering nerd, and it's just kind of like stuck with me ever since. A lot of people are saying rapport is fine. I think a lot of today I think there's still a lot of questions to be asked. And that's why actually at the end of the show, we're going to be doing a giant Q&A with everybody in chat. We have a new technology that we're going to be using. We used to have to like kind of scroll through and look for questions. They're automatically going to be selected and pop up on the screen. So today's a big conversation. I think that a lot of us are still playing through the game. We're in the honeymoon phase. It's awesome. Leveling through this game and getting to play the story the first time, it's obviously great. But I think in the next week or so, we're all going to be in the place when we start entering the end game and we start actually looking at these systems and we figure out, is this going to be a game that we play for a long time? Is it going to be a game that enters our daily rotation? Are we going to be excited to get home from work to play this game? Or is it going to kind of fade out into the ether like New World did, honestly? I feel like New World...
Which is a shame, because New World had a lot of potential, in my opinion. There was just a little bit too many errors. Speaking of other things I want to talk about, like of errors and like flaws, it is very hard to tell with, circling back to the pay-to-win argument, Apparently, the main leaderboard PvP style of PvP in Lost Ark, which is 3v3, you have gated gear. So everything is normalized. Everything is, you get the exact same gear depending on what class you're playing. But GVG, which is PvP and mass scale, does take into consideration the gear that you currently have. Now, that's one thing that I would like to know more about, because I talked to my chat and other creators, and they said, yeah, the 3v3 is normalized. There is no pay-to-win aspects, but
yeah,
it is hard to say and hard to tell who is telling the truth because they want their game to look good or if they're just spreading misinformation on accident. It's hard to tell if that's true or not because I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's just that's the perspective I have, is like, why even worry about it? Because I'm not even there yet. And like, I'm enjoying my time playing the game so far. And whenever I stop enjoying my game, and I stop enjoying my time playing the game, I will just stop playing it. And I think that more people have to have that perspective, is that whenever the game stops being fun, then stop playing the game. It's that easy, because there's a lot of people that they just sit around and they have their camera die every single day and they don't know how to fix it. And also, yeah, those guys are real idiots. And then on top of that, there's just a bunch of other things that happen with the with this kind of stuff, and they just complain about the same game over and over and over. And like, I did this forever with WoW. That's how I know about it. And it's like, at a certain point, why am I doing this? Like, who am I trying to convince here?
You know, my favorite thing about like just paying attention to Lost Ark on Twitch, my favorite thing was like the first few days. You know how when a new game comes out, chat's a little bit slower, right? Most people are playing the game.
Yes.
They're enjoying it alongside you.
Yeah.
So most of the people who are typing in the chat, I realized pretty early, they were the people who didn't have the game yet. And they were like, yeah, this game's so pay to win. It's the worst thing ever. And I was like, wait, you're typing right now because you don't have the game and you're mad. And it was like, and I would be like, yo, put a 1 in chat if you're playing the game right now. And then you'd see all the ones. I'd be like, can I get a 7 if you like it? And then you see all of them. And then like that one guy, he's like, I'm still mad. I'm still here. So I think that just, obviously on Twitch, it works like that. But the loudest people are always going to be the people that are upset, right? It's going to be like that kind of the enraged person leaving a Yelp review. And there are things about this game that are very easy to try to blow out of proportion or to focus on before you really know the truth about them. And as of right now, after just giving the game a chance to play through it, I'm excited to just hit stuff as a sorceress. I enjoy that part of the game. The end game systems, obviously, I still have a lot of questions about, but I'm looking forward to actually seeing what happens when we get there. Are you guys liking the class design, though, from everything that you picked?
Yes. I find it amazing. Another thing that I want to touch on real quick with what you were saying about being excited to play this game, one of the things that I thought was going to be a major issue with this game, because I've played other games that have been out for like 3-4 years on a different server and they come over to NA, is generally there's this whole like air, it's like palpable, of like elitism, where like you can tell that these people think that they're the shit because they've played a game for 2 years longer. And like, if you try to explore and do the things you like, it's like, in our server, we already know that that's bad. So if you explore that, you're an idiot. But it's been a really good experience. Really good community. I haven't met anybody who's been a dick so far, which has been really cool. And community to me is very important.
Wait until they're done leveling and they start typing.
True. True.
Yeah.
They'll be terrible soon, man. This is the MMO community.
I hope not, man. I hope not.
Dude, I think though that this is, and it's funny because Asmon, maybe 6 months ago or whatever it was when we were all playing, or when we were doing ALLCRAFT rather, and we were talking about the future of MMOs being really bright and the fact that there were so many MMOs that were coming out that were just so different than the WoW model. And when you look at what World of Warcraft really was, it was the most polished tab targeting, like MMO, like classic MMO style game. And what happened was it kind of left no space for any other games to experiment. And what most of the games did was they were literally WoW clones. Like that was the way of the road for MMORPGs. Like I played SWTOR, and if you played Sith Inquisitor, for example, it was literally Elemental Shaman. Like
I remember that.
Dude, it was laughable. You looked at the talent tree, and it was the Wrath of the Lich King talent tree for Elemental Shaman. Like it was straight up the same game. It was a fork, yeah. So now with everything that's going on with Blizzard and with World of Warcraft, and just the changes that have happened in game design with distribution and development cycles, it's really a new era for MMOs, and we're seeing these games that they're not just that tab targeting thing. You can have something that feels more like an ARPG. You can have New World, which I think was good for MMOs in general, and also you can even have games that don't overheat your camera.
Imagine that. I really can't.
Bro, the same thing happens. I have the same camera as you, and if the sun hits it, it just dies.
I don't understand why it's happening. Like, I genuinely have no idea.
So there's a setting. There's actually a setting. I just haven't changed it, and you can make it so it doesn't have the overheat protection. It's just overheating because you're so hot.
I'm sure that's probably it. You know what? Yeah, I think that's probably the best argument I can see. Maybe it is overheating. Yeah, I just have I have no idea how to fix it or anything.
Bro, you're lagging worse than I was lagging last night on Galatar.
Yeah, that was a bad dude. I came home and like my server was gone. I thought they deleted my character, man.
Dude,
it sucks because the Lost Ark launch went so good until that happened. Because there was the 1 hour Steam fiasco where nobody could download, which by the way sucked ass. And now MSQ erasure was yikes, but I'm hoping they fix that by today.
My original one of the original talking points that I wanted to have today was what an incredible launch. Because I think like when you look at the launch, all things considered, I think it should have been one of the best MMORPG launches that you've ever seen because the game's already been out in Korea. It's already been out in Russia as well. So they've tested the game, and then they have the Amazon servers, which are supposed to be good at scaling, and they just did New World. So they have a lot of data, and they have a split release because tomorrow is when the free to play players can start playing. So they have a lot of test room. But last night, I do think was pretty bad in a lot of ways. Tectone, you were on Galatar, but you were asleep last night, right? So
well, the reason why I stopped playing was because I got kicked off. And if I would have continued playing, I would have had to make a new character today because it would have frozen my MSQ.
You got kicked off and then you raided me and you didn't tell me, and then you walked in here and you watched me get sad. What the heck? That's evil, bro.
I was tired. I didn't realize what was happening, man. I didn't realize what was happening.
Dude, I literally said, dude, the server's down. And you went, what? No way, dude. And then you're like, well, I'm going to go watch wrestling.
I had just streamed for 17 hours straight, man, off of 2 hours of sleep. I'm addicted to this game.
Dude, I am as well. So you just hit level cap. Asmon and I haven't hit level cap yet.
Quote unquote level cap, soft cap.
So yeah,
you're 50 now, right?
Yeah, how does the soft cap work for
so 50 is where all the content's unlocked, bar anything that requires item level. But 60 is the cap. Getting to level 50 on average should take 10 to 25 hours, depending on what class you play. Sorceress should be able to get to 10 hours. Gun Lancer, Bard, Paladin should probably take around 25 hours. But getting from 50 to 60, I've been told it takes around 2 to 3 months. But the only difference it makes is skill points. So once again, it'll be like probably in total, you just know a regular, maybe like 70 skill points. which sounds like a lot, but we have like 350, 400 right now. I think these are ballpark numbers. But that's how much I think it should make up the difference of.
Out of curiosity, too, how does roster level actually affect how quickly you can level up some of the other alts?
I'm actually not sure.
I really have not gotten to tear into how much like the roster level is going to affect the like different perks on the account. One of the things that I love about this game, and Asmo, I'm curious how you feel about it, because I feel like one of the first games that you really experienced this was probably Final Fantasy. But I love MMOs and games where it's like you are really focusing on your account. You don't need to necessarily like the alts are easy to level up. Like as a World of Warcraft player,
that's the thing is like that's why I don't play alts in WoW. Like I'm not going to do Torghast on 2 characters. I'm not going to go through like the progression in game systems, things like Tower Knowledge or in WoW, or something like Artifact Knowledge or anything like that, like Heart of Azeroth. Like that kind of stuff, like essences, that kind of stuff is really cool to do once and complete and progress and overcome. But the moment that you tell me that I have to do it twice, I'm out. Like I'm not going to do it more than once, because it's a grind. And I think the grind is good. Yeah, the grind is good to do once, but not twice. And I really like how in Final Fantasy, you don't have that. You do that grind on one character, and it's the same for all of your classes or jobs. And with Lost Ark, it seems similar to that.
Yeah, if you get a character to 50, you can get these things called power passes, to my knowledge.
Yeah, you get 2 of them.
Yeah, you can just boost to 50 on 2 alts, which seems sick.
Yeah, it's great.
It gives you options too, because like I want to try a support class. Like I'm thinking about playing Bard.
Yes, please.
I did not want to level that at all, but I definitely did want to try it out. So I'm excited. Like I think I'm gonna power pass Bard, and I'm even considering power passing another support class just in case I want to play another support class, and then actually like level up some of the damage dealers instead of wasting a power pass on them, since they're easier to level. But
I think you playing Bard would be sick. One of the things with this game is that like the thing that I love is that we already know what's coming in the future. Like I'm already stoked to play Artist and Scouter. I'm not sure if y'all have seen those, but holy shit, Scouter looks insane. You can play as Iron Man, bro. It looks so good.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Okay, that's what that is.
Yes, that's coming later, and it looks so good. It looks insane.
Yeah, I mean, all that kind of stuff. I mean, the game in general, I think, has a lot of it has a lot of longevity, and I think it has in Korea and also with Russia. And that's one of the reasons why I was optimistic about the game whenever I went into it, is that there was a chance that the game would actually have a certain degree of longevity, because it's been successful in other regions as well. And that's something that we don't really see with a lot of games. You know, go back to New World as another example. New World started with 800,000 people. Now it has 40,000 people, 30, 50, somewhere around there, 1,000 people. It's got way less. So that's something that's, I mean, like that's something we're not really used to here. And seeing a game that's had a proven success rate is huge.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And it seems like a game that does have a lot of different avenues of play as well. But I love the fact that, and you know this, Asmon, Tectone, you know this about me as well. Like, I will jump on ARPGs like PoE every single time when I don't have something to play, because there's nothing that feels better than just hitting a bunch of shit and then walking forward and hitting a bunch of crap again. And this game satisfies that while also being an MMO, which is one of the reasons.
Base combat is fun.
Yes, it's so good. Like when you like got like 70 mobs, pop them all up, drop the artillery nuke. Oh my God. And the best thing is, dude, we haven't even gotten to the loot explosion part yet. Like, it feels good getting 2 creature EXP each time we kill one. When we get into Chaos Dungeon, we're getting like legendary drops, epic drops. It's gonna feel like Borderlands loot system in here later in the future. I can't wait, man. And good lord, the raid combat.
I know I like a game when I watch everybody stream to see how they're doing. Like I'll be running into Asmon's stream and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should play this class. Like, basically that happened every single stream that I watched too, except for Tectone's. That Gunlancer thing looks terrible.
It's horrible.
But everybody else's stream I went into, I was like, you know what? Maybe I want to play that class.
No, I definitely agree with that. I think that's the way that like the base combat, you think about like when were the times that like WoW was good, and like what was the one thing that you can pretty much say like with Diablo 3 was actually good, was the combat felt responsive, it felt visceral, it felt like you were really doing it, like you felt like your abilities had weight and impact to them, and it was amazing. And I think Lost Ark kind of has that as well, and it has like that visceral feel of combat that you get in ARPGs that makes them feel so good. You gather up all those mobs, they just blow up around you. Like you really feel like you're doing something cool. And to say that that's an MMO, I think there's been a lot of people, like especially for me, like I've played PoE for 10 years now or something like that, Diablo for about as much time. And it's like you see a kind of game like this, and for many of us that played those ARPGs and also that are big MMO players, we probably thought whenever we first started playing them, this would be so cool if it was an MMO. And here we are.
You know the thing that's perfect too? I've always, like you said, wanted to have an experience like that was an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the ability to constantly play and have that character that I just sit on forever. But then you have a game like PoE that I truly believe is doing it perfectly with the seasons. So you get that completely new play style. Like I'm starting to feel more and more that I don't think there's ever going to be that one game like World of Warcraft anymore. I agree. So many new games pop up all of the time, and like remember Valheim popping up, Vampire Survivors just the other day popped up. Like genuinely, a person can sit in their room and spend the weekend and make a small little game that's just going to take 24 hours of your time. And I feel like there's never going to be that World of Warcraft feeling where it's like I'm going to wake up and only play this every single day. And I feel like as I play new games, I'm like, this is another game that's added into my rotation. Like, I feel like Lost Ark might be a game I wake up every day, play it for like a few hours. Maybe I have raid nights or something like that at some point. But then I'm going to go on and get to experiment and play other different games. And I like that a lot. We'll see how much this game actually respects my time. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm going to like no life degen, get fired from another 10 jobs. But we'll see in time.
I have a very different opinion on why World of Warcraft was good, especially from my perspective. I don't really think World of Warcraft was ever as amazing as a lot of people thought. It just brought us back to a simpler time in our lives where it was like the comfort of everything else that was going on in the world. Like I remember when I first started WoW, I met some of my best friends there. Was it the gameplay that kept me hooked? It was majority of the community in my guild, but I don't really think WoW is as good as I remember it being. And it's a very hard battle I have in my head. Was like, was it the greatest game ever? Or was it just because everything else in my life sucked, but WoW was awesome? The people there were awesome, and I felt like happy just existing in the universe of like Azeroth.
I think there's
agree and disagree. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I would say the literal exact same thing. I think that for many people, you know, including myself in some ways, do I really want classic WoW back? No, I want my classic life back. Right? Yep. From like 2006, you know, I'm chilling, waking up, hanging out with the boys all day, playing some World of Warcraft, going to high school, getting, you know, being late on the bus, going and getting Burger King at lunch. Like that was great. Not a care in the world. And it's also like another factor is the fact that like you look at that same game and you think about like whenever Witcher 3 came out, like the graphics in Witcher 3 were really, really good. They were, I would just say groundbreaking, maybe not groundbreaking, but they were a step below that. And you look at World of Warcraft, and for its time, it was absolutely groundbreaking. It was a transcendent game that was a cultural phenomenon. And because of that, I feel like if you go back, you can't relive that because it was a product of its time. Like it was fundamentally a product of its time. Yeah. I do think the game, you know, in many ways used to be a lot more fun to play in many ways. The combat felt more impactful. You know, like going back and doing Legion, for example, like whenever I play Lost Ark, I feel like my character in Legion did, where I can round up an entire group of mobs and just fucking pop them off. AoE everything down, yeeted and deleted. And it feels so good.
Yeah, I feel like anybody who would argue that World of Warcraft wasn't revolutionary is very delusional, but it's also like classic WoW or vanilla WoW back then, there was just no alternatives. Like what was the alternatives? Banjo-Kazooie on the N64, Cruising USA, Diddy Kong Racing?
It's just like you also have to keep in mind like when we were like 6 years old, it was awesome to just play with Legos all day, right?
Yeah,
you're in a different mindset at a different point in your life, and you can't go back. Like, you just can't. It's just, that's not how life works. Because what? Why? The novelty's over, and you experience
Can't step in the same
things.
river twice.
Exactly. We've experienced different types of games, and they've evolved. And I think it's really important, though, to actually look at World of Warcraft and be like, yo, I don't like this current version of World of Warcraft, but I did love that old version of World of Warcraft, because otherwise you're just tarnishing really good memories. Yes, I am not happy with the current state of that game, but I go back and look, and at the time, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I still cherish those memories. And look, I'm still here with friends I made because of that game. So, yeah, I really do think, World of Warcraft all the way through Wrath of the Lich King was absolutely insane, but I don't think we'll ever have an environment like that again. It
was a product of its time, man. Like, it was such a massive product of its time. Like Burning Crusade, you didn't have 50 other games that were out. WoW, I think people again forget about how far ahead WoW was from any other like PC game in a lot of ways, because it didn't have, like, you were comparing it to like Half-Life 2. You go back and you look at Half-Life 2 and you compare it to World of Warcraft, Half-Life 2 looks a lot fucking worse because they tried to make it look realistic, and it was realistic. It was the best game ever in 2004, but it's not 2004 anymore. It's the same reason why Legend of Zelda Wind Waker looks better than Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, even though Twilight Princess came out way later. It's because stylized graphics age way better.
Exactly.
And that's just the fact.
Looks better than a lot of like the super realistic MMORPGs. Why? Because it actually has a soul. Yeah, like I agree with you full-heartedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look at how much stuff has changed. Activision used to be one of the most necessary things for games. Why? Because you needed distribution. You needed a publisher. You look at a game like Guitar Hero, of course that couldn't come out without an Activision. Activision was a necessary evil. Triple A's needed so much investment to make enough assets, especially to create a game at the scope of World of Warcraft. Put a 1 in chat if you used to wait at GameStop, or if you've ever waited at a GameStop at midnight for a World of Warcraft release. Pretty much every single person here probably did it at one time or another. And now that seems like craziness. Why the heck would you go wait it again? You're literally going to download it online. Publishers and that ecosystem of AAA, it's not as necessary anymore. I mean, look at what the AAAs are doing right now. You literally watch Activision Blizzard end up getting bought out because maybe Microsoft wants to turn them into NFTs. Like, it's so weird what's actually happened to AAAs, but it's better for us as video game players. Because at the end of the day, the games that we want that are more niche can be created because you can find that audience now as a video game, or as a video game designer. You can find that audience that wants your perfect game. Even look at games like Path of Exile. We've used it as an example a few times. It just hit its peak concurrent player numbers now, all of these years later. Yeah, during this
Holy shit.
Yeah, there was a tweet that went out about it. And the thing is like, when you look at that game, in a lot of ways, it continues to get more complicated. They do a lot of things that are intelligent with rotating different things out, with causing them to go core and things like that. But why can a game like that do so well? Because the players who want to play it are going to find it. And yeah, that's great for all of us. But you don't have that giant hub like World of Warcraft. Now you have to rely on different hubs.
It's certainly different. Like, I agree with that. And there's a certain value to having like a main game. And I think a lot of people probably miss the days whenever you just had your main game. Like, my main game used to be Smash, and then I moved to Halo, and then I moved to WoW, and then 15 years passed. That's basically what happened. Yeah.
I was thinking with me in League of Legends. It was League of Legends for like 10 years and bouncing in and out between World of Warcraft. Then I tried Heroes of the Storm, and then Blizzard decided that they didn't want to make that game anymore, and that sucked because Heroes of the Storm was really good.
It was fun in a lot of ways. Yeah, I got to like.
I looked away for a second. Are you guys talking about Heroes of the Storm right now?
It's a good game, man. It was good. It was like League, but like without the boring ass grind. It was so sick.
Dota is the only good game of that genre, and Smite. Sorry,
I'm going to be honest. I haven't played a single one of those besides Heroes of the Storm. I played one game of League in my entire life, and I went 2-18, and I never did it again.
Look, here's the thing. MOBAs, basically all of the other MOBAs are training for other MOBAs. So you start off playing HOTS, and it's a MOBA with training wheels. Then you go up to League of Legends, and it's basically, it's still a MOBA with training wheels, but you have a bunch of really angry people yelling at you instead of encouraging you. It's like, get off the train. Then you go to Dota, and that is a real no training wheels. That is a MOBA. Now you're gaming. And then you play Smite. And that's when you're real. That's when you're real gaming. Smite is pinnacle. But you know what else is pinnacle?
What?
Current.
There on your head.
It's the pinnacle of banking. It's the future of banking, and it's entirely on your phone. It's a mobile app. You guys can download it right now. We're going to be giving away 5,000. Pecky, stop making it.
$5,000.
We're giving away $5,000 today.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is follow the link in the chat. If you follow the link in the chat, you basically request at OTK in the app. Request $500, and we're going to be selecting a bunch of winners. We're going to do $2,500 at the end of this episode, and then we're going to hop over to my stream, and we're going to be doing viewer call-ins like we've always done for ALLCRAFT, and we're going to be giving away $2,500 there as we go through. So, guys, you follow the link in the chat that Vegito's putting in right now. It really is, Current is great. We've been working with them at OTK for quite some time. They have a brand new feature right now. It's called Interest.
That's probably fine. I wouldn't.
And I get the Current card right now. I need to buy a new light.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I think it's real simple, especially if you're a guy without a lot of disposable income. It's useful to have, just because if you do, it makes it a lot easier for you to, they have even overdraft protection, different stuff like that. And as I said, I grew up not having a lot of money, and it was always a pain in the ass. So seeing people that are trying to make a product that doesn't really do that is, it's a good thing to me.
Yeah,
definitely supportive.
I was in a spot in my life too where I got an overdraft fee because I didn't know about it. And the worst thing is when overdraft fees can compound and do multiple overdraft fees because the first one hit and you don't know about that. Those sneaky fees can really slip up and mess you up. But 15 seconds to click a link to have a chance of winning $500, unless you're a multi-millionaire, dude, that's a pretty good thing to go out and do, in my opinion. That's
absolutely
generous.
You guys all know my story when the bank took all my money and I was in the middle of Berlin with $0. So look, I trust Current a lot. I feel a lot safer with them. It truly is the future of banking. It's easy to use. It's on your phone, and also they just released a new feature, and that new feature, it's literally 60 times above the national average. So you're saving yourself a whole bunch of money, like the guy said. So definitely check it out. Yeah. So if you guys want to check that out, and if you're I'm not 100% sure, at least download it right now so you have a chance to win $500 when we start doing the giveaways. And also you can spend that on Lost Ark, and you can get yourself a mount.
Yeah, you can pay to win.
Cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the goal, obviously.
So have you all
seen the pinata mount in Lost Ark yet?
Yes, I have. I reminded me of the Fortnite llamas. I like those a lot.
Yeah, they're super cute. I love it so much. It's I know for WoW, I was never a fan of the in-store mounts, but for Lost Ark, bro, they're really cute. It's really cute. I can't help but want to get all of them. They're so cute.
Man, I wish that pinata mount was an NFT.
Oh my God. Yeah, then actually it would be worth something, right? You could resell it for even more money. Is that it?
Dude, I love saying that in your chat, bro. They don't even wait. They don't even wait. They're just rich. Oh man. Yeah, dude, imagine it's like the monkey picture. It's like the monkey, but it's the pinata face. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, the best thing, this is also not really a good thing, but the best thing for me is apparently there's this mount called the Wallet Warrior. I'm not sure when it's going to release, but you have to have spent X amount in the in-game store. And you get have you seen it, Asmon?
Do you actually get a new mount after you spend a certain amount of money?
That's what I've heard.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it unlocks, but it's this palace turtle with like a rocket ship on its back.
Oh my god, yeah.
Dude, Asmon, it's actually
that is pretty cool. Yeah, to be fair, that is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, how much do I have to spend?
I've heard mixed, dude. I've heard 200. I've heard 5,000. I don't know which one it is.
Wait, yeah. How much is it, guys?
200, so it's not.
Yeah, is that an actual thing?
Yeah.
Wait,
I don't know how much. I don't know what chat is.
20K?
So no, that's just literally one guy in chat typed that. Okay,
bro. Why do I get
what if that one guy is right? You never know.
Yeah,
dude. I always get one guy. The first thing I read, I'm like, true,
dude. This guy said it, man.
I believe it forever as well. It's like the moon's flat. I'm like, damn. Twitch chat said it, man. So with everything that you've seen with Lost Ark right now,
yeah.
Have there been any things that concern you at all, or do you think you're purely in the honeymoon phase right now, Asmon?
I don't know. Like I haven't. I'm level 35. Okay. Like I'm in the delusional honeymoon phase. I don't know anything really about the game. It seems fun to me. There's a lot of systems. It's pretty overwhelming. But other than that, I mean, it's fun enough. That's about it. Yeah.
So far, I actually saw that you were reading it.
So here's how I approach stories in video games, right? Is I think to myself, I'm like, okay, if this is a good story, then I'm going to enjoy it. And if it's a bad story, I'm going to enjoy it because it's bad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's no way that I'm not going to enjoy it. It's that simple for me.
I definitely regretted not reading the story for Lost Ark. I have been told it's like, okay. But the moments that I've seen so far, like I'm not sure where you, Asmon, and you, Rich, are at, but there is a moment where like a big twist happens, and I was like, oh shit, I have no idea.
Like, I'll give you an example, right? Is like there's this one guy who's just like so fucking edgy, like Carmine, and he's always got a smart thing to say. He always comes out on top, and he never fights you. He's like, well, I'll see you again whenever the tides are in my favor. And he just teleports away, and it's like it's just so fucking obnoxious and annoying, and he's just such an absolute dickhead. It's like a 14-year-old wrote this character. Like think of the edgiest 14-year-old that you can possibly imagine. Sasuke. Yeah, there you go. It's something similar to that.
He always goes enjoy your victory for now, hero.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's so bad that it becomes good. And so I like it whenever he's there because I know it's always going to be something ridiculous.
Dude, he did one thing that I actually thought was so fucking badass. It was around level 14. He's like fighting the dude and he's like, you're merely a Delane. I have no time for you. And he's like dodging and everything. And then he fixes his hair. He literally goes like this to fix his hair. And then a thing comes out of the ground and knocks the guy over. And I was like, man, having hair must be cool.
Sick,
dude, that's I think that this is one of those games where the beginning of the story is absolutely atrocious, and then it does pick up a little bit. Because around like the third, like the 26, 30 area, I feel like it's sped up a little bit, and that was kind of what people had told me going into it. But we'll see after we get to the end.
Yeah, the thing that I like is that like there are some cutscenes that are skippable, and some of them that aren't. So that's what I do. I skip everything it tells me, and then until it tells me that I can't, and I'm like, oh, okay, this must be the part where I should pay attention, and everything else doesn't matter. I don't know if that's the case, but that's my mindset.
Like, if it's the main story quest, I pay attention to it. If it's some, like, random farmer, he's like, there's, like, a pig, and you need to kill the pig. And I just go over there and kill the pig, and I come back, and he's explaining his life story to me. Yeah, I don't need to know about this. It's fine. I'll just assume that everything's okay, and I'll move on with my life. That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I feel like, too, the other thing that I would be doing, like, if I wasn't streaming it, I 100% would be skipping the story, and I would just be watching somebody stream the story. I would make somebody else do it for me. Like, I would just be trying to get to the max level. So I feel like if you are somebody who watches streams, like, I'd probably just try to get to the end as quick as possible, unless you, like, really do enjoy doing the story. But I feel like for me, tell me if I'm weird, I would rather watch somebody else play the story of a game and just be doing end game stuff than do it myself.
I feel like
Yes.
that's what a lot of people like, because I knew this is what was going to happen, right? And there were a lot of people who were, they were telling me like, oh man, just rush for Endgame. That's what we really want to see, etc. And I knew what was going to happen is that you were going to get to Endgame, and it was going to be to some degree, just like Tectone said, a Korean grind fest. And who the fuck wants to watch that? So I thought to myself, let's just play through the story, have fun with the ridiculousness of it. And I'm going to hit the grind fest at one point or another, but I'm also going to have the story to go through. It's kind of like in Final Fantasy, as I said, I started from level 1 because I felt like that's the true experience that the viewers want to see. And it's like, yeah, it takes a little bit longer. Yeah, there's going to be people that want to see someone playing Endgame. But from my perspective, it's like, if you want to watch somebody play Endgame, why the fuck would you watch me? Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's like you can watch somebody who's played the game for 2 years on another server.
You have me. I'm a triple legend.
Yeah.
I've already taken down the hardest content. I've proven that I know so much about the game.
Dude.
So,
Yeah.
if you wanted to watch Endgame hard gamer content, you would definitely be watching me. If you want that storybook, that's what Asmon's here for. He's very good at reading.
Oh yeah, I mean, whenever I read the right words, that's about right. I mean, but again, I feel like it's a positive thing. Like, I enjoy doing the stories, and I said again, like, the only thing that sucks is whenever the story is boring. Like, the story can be terrible or it can be amazing, and both of them are fine, but it cannot be boring. That's the one thing I don't want to have happen. Everything else is great.
You called Harshafont horse fart for about 2 months.
Yeah, but I mean, then he kind of redeemed himself, and I figured I might as well do that. Might as well call him the right name. People were getting legitimately mad. Like, I'm talking about, like, Tectone, you've experienced this now. Final Fantasy players getting upset that you are experiencing the story differently than they are. You're experiencing the game differently than they are. I mean, to me, it's like, these are pixels on a screen. I'm not going to get emotional about pixels on a screen unless it's a piece of loot. So I don't really care that much, but it's still a good story. I like the stories, even if I'm not emotionally attached to them. But, like, I was making fun of this character, and people were like, you piece of shit. Like, this is such a good character. He is the nicest guy, and you're calling him horse fart? What is wrong with you psychopath?
I'm assuming you got the majority of that heat from, like, the MMO scene. I can honestly say there will never be a community that's worse with taking harmless jokes than the Genshin Impact community.
Weren't they mad at you for saying waifu?
Yes. People have lost their shit at me for saying the word waifu, which has been ridiculous. I unfortunately thought a dude was a girl because they were so hot. And people were pissed off at me. I wasn't even trying to be mean. I just thought it was a chick because she was so hot. I can't help that I was bamboozled, I guess.
Yeah.
But the amount of harmless things that you can say in that game and get death threats and be called a terrible person is ridiculous. Like, there's this character that came out 5 months ago, and this other content creator, her name is, well, you know what? I'll leave her unnamed. Anyhow, she talks about this character called Kikomi.
Okay.
And we got a rerun banner of Kikomi 5 months after she came out. Now, Kikomi is considered meta-wise one of the worst characters in the entire game. So she made a tweet and she says, respectfully, who asked for another Kikomi banner? 2,000 retweets of just like, I hope you burn. Horrible character. How dare you talk about Kikomi? She's crying in the corner. It's just like, good Lord, the quickest way that Genshin Impact community is going to die is by these cretins that occupy the space. I feel so, because I know I'm just a normal dude, but I've never felt more than a supervillain than how these.
Dude, I get tagged in the tweets. People are like, Tectone said, he said this one character's ugly, and how could he say that and shame her for her body? Why is he in your org, Asmongold? Kick him out of OTK. We don't, like, how can you possibly associate with this monster? And I'm thinking, do you know who I am? Like, if you think that's bad,
Dude, the Genshin Impact Twitter community, it feels like if Keemstar got cloned a shitload and he was the entire community. It's like a bunch of Keemstars just yelling at each
But
other.
they're 14-year-old girls.
Yeah, they really care. It's absurd. Genshin Twitter is crazy. But speaking of crazy things on Twitter, we just got an update. Lost Ark just tweeted, we're going to be limiting the creation of characters by new players on servers that have extensive queue times. Additionally, new servers are going to be added. So I think that this is going to be... This is probably a good omen, honestly. They probably got a decent amount of data back. And this might actually explain why some of the servers had issues last night. They might be trying to spin stuff up to actually get ready for everybody who's coming into the game tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, that's what they've got to do.
Let me just quickly circle back, and then I'll move forward. You can, like, if you go back in my channel, if you go back in my Twitch, you can slowly see the life draining from my body. Like, the longer I've been a part of that community, good Lord, I've been walking on eggshells for like a year and like 5 months. And like, it's just made me so
just wearing on you,
dude. Because it's just the fear of saying any normal comment.
You never know what's going to happen, what's going to set them off.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dude, so I started regrowing hair when I played Final Fantasy 14 after stopping playing WoW. Like, we get it, man. We definitely, it's different, but same, you know? It's, Genshin Impact, though, is definitely a weird one with how people react. I think it's because it's a more YouTube-based community, too. I think YouTube viewers are they're really rough, man.
The problem is the game is actually good. It actually is. I do enjoy playing the game. But then when I see the people who occupy the space of it, it's just embarrassing. Like, the amount of people who think that I'm like some freak, because that's really the stereotypical image of it's like the stereotypical image of a Genshin Impact player is so low, and they don't get it yet. Because I'm letting them know, like, I'm like, yo, we don't look good. And they're like, who cares about your opinion, bro? It's just like, dude, I am letting y'all know, like, people think we're losers.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for you. No, I completely agree. I mean, like, again, if I ever go and play Genshin Impact, I feel like half of the thing, like, I'm only going to get half of the content out of playing the game. The other half of the content will be from meltdowns on Twitter that I can use for YouTube content.
Yep.
It'll be great. So yeah, I'm glad to see it. I mean, like, we'll see what happens, but I mean, again, you know, people with those communities are just insane. But yeah, I mean, going back to the picture, I mean, it's definitely good that they're adding in more servers. And I actually was just looking a second ago here at the Steam charts for Lost Ark, and they're getting the same amount of viewers players every single day. Because a lot of times whenever you have these games, you have like one huge day, and then people don't even come back the second day. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what happens. And if you look at Lost Ark on the Steam charts, people keep playing. Now, it's only been 3 days. It's only been 3 days. What does that mean? Yeah, but it depends. You compare it to New World, and it's certainly different. And
my legs fell asleep.
I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow Lost Ark hits, like, for free to play, it hit at least like 700,000-800,000 people concurrently playing it.
I 100% agree. I'm staying hopeful. I want to see it hit the 1 mil, but I don't think it will. But 700-800K sounds very,
people
very,
saying
very
1 mil
reasonable.
easily. I don't know. I mean, like, do you guys think that it's going to hit 1 million people? Because it's going free to play. Like, you can play the game for free tomorrow. Anybody can play and log in.
Here's the thing. They probably, I think that doing this model, I've always thought that it was really stupid as a player, but the more that we've seen it happen, the more I've looked at it, I really do understand. Like, even with Final Fantasy 14, the whole pre-order to play early, it's like, wait, well, everybody's buying the game. You don't really get it because it seems so dumb at first, but then you realize, wait, this makes the servers better. Unless it's Final Fantasy 14, of course. That was not the best launch ever. But it seems like this might be the future for a lot of games, kind of having a soft release and then a release, because I bet, with these numbers, they probably have a really good idea of how many people are going to be showing up tomorrow. It's something that game studios have been able to do for a really long time. They have access to a lot of numbers. They probably already have a pretty good prediction.
The only negative to it is that you do like a lot of times it's like you spend extra money to get in early, which does suck because a lot of people want to have everybody start at the same day. And I think there is value to that. But like realistically, there are a lot of advantages to having a head start for people in terms of server. Like, basically, the only thing that it's bad for is people that don't want to pay the money to start early, which I think is a lot of people. But for the developer, logistically, it just makes their life 1,000 times easier because they don't have to deal with a full like 100% launch. And they're dealing with maybe 60% or 40% of the player base ahead of time. And it makes it easier for them to ease themselves in and get analytics and data to where they can logistically plan for the full release in like a couple of days.
I also think that,
yeah.
I think it's a
and
big
it makes
difference.
the money too.
I'm sorry, this is not important with what we're talking about right now, but I just saw somebody randomly in chat for no reason be like, yep, and sorcerers can have cat ears, Lamau.
Nice.
It's true, man. It's true. I just saw that one random comment in chat, and I know that that person is having a good time. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the game as much as we are. I do want to bring up one thing that's potentially bad about the servers. Pecky's actually messaged me this. It's like, do you think that there might be an issue with free-to-play not being able to play with friends because the servers are full? That could be a potential issue that would come up with something like this. But I think by limiting character creation, do you think that they're like going to maybe stop character creation on Galatar, or what do you think will actually happen?
I think maybe, I don't think Galatar seems pretty good right now, but maybe Una, to be honest, that could be a possibility. There were a lot of my friends who started multiple characters on multiple servers on the first day, in case that was a possibility. But also talking about the $15 fee to get in early, I wouldn't mind that if it was a subscription-based game, but considering this is a completely free-to-play game, and that is the only chance you have access to play early, and then there's no fee after that, I feel like it's pretty good.
They said that it's already locked out. It's going to be already locked out for Galatar, and it's already confirmed for Una. Is that right? So people won't be able to make new characters?
They said read the post.
Wow.
Guys, we can't read.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's a lot of players. Well, the other thing is they were only expecting 200K concurrents is what they were hoping for. I don't think they were prepared for 500,000 with the paid feature.
I don't.
I don't think so either.
People are saying Galatar. I don't see Galatar on the list. The following servers will have character creation limits put in place: Azina, Una, Regalis, Vesta, Caden, Trixian, Therialian, Asta, Mari, and Valton.
Yeah, so we're not on the list.
So we're good.
Okay, that's good. Somebody was saying that we were. Yeah, so you guys will still be able to make characters tomorrow and be on my server at least. Yeah, they said that someone said that they sold over 1 million founders packs. But
Good
I mean,
Lord.
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking packs.
You've been.
Oh my god.
Have you been Asmongolding at all?
What is? Oh no, I haven't. I haven't taken anything at all from people. Like the thing is to me is like with the early level experience, like I'm not even using any of my special rewards. Like I'm playing the game, I'm doing it raw. I'm doing it the way that anybody else would do it because the visual progression of armor and stuff like that, it makes people, it's like, okay, things are progressing.
Dude, the leveling gear looks great, by the way.
Yes. I also equipped the Founders Pack gear at start, and then I took it off because like getting every new piece always feels so good. I love it, man.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of look into the future thing. But I know, Asmon, you were talking about, the potential of doing a tournament. And what do you think you're going to end up doing? Because I saw that video and I was like, oh crap, we're doing ALLCRAFT tomorrow? And then I heard about the tournament. What do you think you're actually going to do?
I think it's really simple. We're going to do a thing where people can opt in or request in. It's probably going to be an invitational where obviously we'll invite some people like content creators, like, more known players in the community, etc., a mix of both, and basically do a 3v3 tournament. I think a 3v3 tournament is the best medium, because that seems to be where the competitive content really lies.
Yes.
Is the 3v3. And I think it'll be really fun. I'd love to do this in like the next, I'm talking like 10 days or something like that. We've got to find out maybe a sponsor. We've got to find out if it's going to be okay with the publisher, etc. There's a bunch of hoops that we have to jump through, and we'll do what we can. But either way, I do want to do a tournament for the game really early on, whenever people are still super excited about it, and give people that have invested time into PvP that chance to show it off. And I think put on a cool event for everybody too. That'd be great.
I think that'd be awesome. Because like, I'm not sure how much of the arena you've seen, but like
None.
Comparatively to other MMOs, I would say that it is by far the best and honestly the most well balanced. I myself was not a fan of World of Warcraft arena PvP. I love the battlegrounds, but I was not a fan of arena. I don't know how if y'all like them, but
I like
PvP
so
in Lost Ark
basically,
looks sick.
yeah, PvP in WoW Arena is if I'm having fun. If I win the match, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
If I lose the match, I'm not having fun.
Yeah, that's what it was for me too.
Usually I don't have fun.
I wasn't excited because I won. I was more excited that I didn't lose. And that's pretty much how it was for me in arena, 100%.
Yeah, a long history with arena in World of Warcraft. But the thing that I will say with WoW, in general, I think that arena had a lot of potential and had some high points where it was that more balanced form of gameplay where you were actually finding out who the best players were, which I think is a good thing to have in a game. But Battlegrounds were and Arena had this as well, but just for the sake of this argument, Battlegrounds had this incredible thing where as MMO players, you want to grind and you want to make the coolest toy possible. You want your character to be the best. And you would go in Battlegrounds and you would get to play with your new toys. It's like, I just got a legendary, time to ruin somebody's life. I just got this trinket, time to ruin some nerd's day. And you would just go in and absolutely make somebody uninstall or make somebody want to be you. And World of Warcraft does not have that anymore. I think that's one of the things that really does upset me is when you go into World of Warcraft, I felt like that had dissipated. So it makes a lot of the rewards not feel as tangible. And I know that people were saying GVG is super pay to win, but if GVG doesn't have like these incredibly big rewards and things like that, but I can go in there and try to flex and almost sire new neckbeards, I think that's something I'll really enjoy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the goal, right? With any sort of MMO PvP. And MMO PvP is always, it's almost like paradoxical because PvP is built around the idea of, glorious combat in the arena. And I think that the implication is that it will be fair to some degree. And then MMOs are built around consistent player progression. So how do you balance a game that has consistent player progression with a ideology or a philosophy that everybody should enter the battlefield on the same level? And it's always hard to balance that. And Lost Ark just simply says, well, everybody's equal and that's all there is to it. And I think that there's a big reason why they do that. And it's not just because they care about the competitive integrity of the game. I think also it's because of balance. Like, it's so much easier to balance a game if you only have one point that you're balancing from. You're not balancing from like medium gear, high gear, low gear, these trinkets, these items, etc. If everybody is on the exact same template, it becomes way easier to balance. I can guarantee you.
I always hated that idea of like good balancing in MMORPGs because it almost like never existed. It was always like, if you're not playing this comp, if you're not playing these classes, then you're not going to progress as easily as another class. Like for example, like Rogue, Mage, Priest was always really sick in Threes Arena back when I played.
It's been good for 15 years.
Yeah, RMP's
it made my job long time very easy. You learned one thing and you were good for 78% of the matches. Like it was so insane. All you had to know.
That's why I was excited about like a MMO coming out way later called Blue Protocol, where it was just like we're giving up on balancing
They haven't
PvP.
talked about it, and I watched a video on it last night. Actually, Techie, it's funny you brought it up because I was like,
Yeah.
"What has happened with the game?" It was supposed to come out in 2021, and they haven't made any form of announcement at all about the game. So who knows where it's actually at?
For me, when companies do that, I'm always like, I'd rather a later release than a shit release. So I'm okay with whatever's happening to it. But it is Bandai Namco, and one of their biggest weaknesses is netcode. So maybe they're doing something with that. But the longer it takes to launch, hopefully the better it'll be when eventually it comes out. But I'm still
we've got so many games right now. Like
Elden Ring.
Yeah, just take your time, get it out. I mean, when it comes out, we're gonna pop off, we're gonna play it. It's gonna be great. That's my thinking on it.
This was the other hard thing. Is like there was no games. Like for real. That's like for like the past like 2 years, there really hasn't been anything that good that occupied the space for that long.
Yeah.
But right now, there's just so much stuff dropping at the same time. Like there was Lost Ark, and then there's Elden Ring. This might be weird, a little bit weird, but the new Kirby open world game. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Is
but
this where he's eating the car?
Yeah, I did.
Oh God, yes, I saw that.
Oh my God. And Mario Super Strikers, baby, let's go.
He's like a dragon in Final Fantasy, man. The new Kirby's a little bit spicy, man. But look, I think that with Blue Protocol,
Emru lost her shit when she saw that, though.
Oh, I'm sure. I didn't actually talk to her about it because we were playing Among Us. But the thing with Blue Protocol, because I do want to put a pin in that one for now. I was very excited for that game. But I was looking at things for that game when I hadn't played a good game in such a long time. And now when I go back and I look at the stuff for that game, whether or not it is canceled, I go back and I look at it after playing Lost Ark, after playing Final Fantasy 14, like after playing a bunch of really good games, and I look at it, I'm like, man, Blue Protocol kind of looks like shit. It doesn't really look that good.
Does it? I don't know. I haven't seen the game in so long. I don't remember. I just remember it reminded me of a Weeb game, and I told people I'd probably play it because at that time I was playing WoW and there was nothing to do. So I genuinely don't remember anything about this game.
Speaking of Weeb games, I have been watching you, Asmon, for like years, even before I started content creating. Seeing your progression into playing more weeby shit into even watching anime has been nuts.
So this is what's so crazy to me is because people think that. Meanwhile, I was in the anime club in high school. I was in the anime club. I watched Ghost.
You were only in that club because you were trying to meet girls, man.
It looked like the ones in hentai.
Dude, you were there for the anime, bro.
I remember this. Because I was watching your stream for a very long time. And I remember the day my heart broke, you were like, oh, anime, that shit's for losers, dude. And I'm like,
well, here's
dude.
If you walk into a bank, it doesn't make you a banker. Just because you went into anime club, you didn't get the weed pass instantly. You had to earn it, bro.
So keep this in mind, all right? I can literally go downstairs and find DVDs of Full Metal Alchemist and Ghost in the Shell that I have had probably longer than some of these people in chat have been alive. I used to watch it every single night on Adult Swim. I've had that stuff for so long, and I've not really been super into anime the whole time, but the good shows I have kept up with and I have watched. The thing, however, is that basically anytime an anime takes place and the main setting is a high school, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be garbage. That is the only thing.
I will turn that on its head.
Yes.
You should watch. You will cry. You should watch Toradora and let me know what you say. But look, on further reflection, after hearing you talk, maybe my analogy was bad. I said, why if you walk into a bank, that doesn't make you a banker. But after hearing what you had to say, I feel like why would you even walk into a bank at all? Because the future of banking is Current, and they're the sponsor of this episode. Guys, you can download Current right now. Pretty soon, we're going to be giving away $5,000.
$5,000?
Okay. Do you want to do maybe like a little bit more of this? Answer some questions from chat, and then we'll do the giveaway.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
that sounds great.
celebratory bathroom break really quick because
Yeah.
that was so good. Like current
Okay.
right now is
Yeah,
just like
absolutely
wow,
amazing.
that was
Yeah,
sick,
make sure
man.
to you guys can sign up and you can get some money as well. You just use the OTK thing there and you just request money and some people will get the money. Also, yeah, I would say that just in general, like I've listened and like watched anime forever. I mean, like absolutely. I probably have done it like longer than most people have. It's just that I had a friend who got me into, I think it was either Bleach or Naruto, like one of the two, and I absolutely hated whichever one it was.
They're both.
Yeah,
They're both awful.
they're so bad. And like I watched it and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. And for whatever reason, I saw that and I never went back and watched another anime again for like 10 years. And it was something, I don't know if it was that long, but it was a very, very long time. And that's why I felt that way, is because of that one episode. It was actually the same guy I told people like stole my my Gundams in 4th grade. It was him that made me watch it. And yeah, that's basically what happened. And eventually I will probably maybe try to watch one of those again, but at least whenever I saw it for the first time. No.
With Naruto and Bleach, you can't watch them. You can't.
I just
same thing with One Piece.
People love them.
You have to read
not
them.
get into it, man. I just could not get into it.
No, you have to read those because what they decide is the way that Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach works is that they have to if they catch up to the source material, which is the manga, they just make shit up that never happens. They're uncanonical and they're a complete waste of time.
So it's like they don't even care about the continuity or anything like that. They don't. They just
like,
go wild.
Yeah, now they're at the beach and all of their boobies are out. This is awesome. Let's do this for
and nobody's
4 months of anime programming.
Yeah, and nobody's complaining. It doesn't matter. They're like, okay, well, how can we transition out of this? I don't know. Put a hot character in there with some big ass titties, and nobody's gonna get mad about this. It's fine with me. Yeah, totally okay.
Don't listen to this weeb. Watch Naruto. You have to use a filler guide. It's one of the big 3 for a reason. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What is
why that makes me cringe so hard, Rich? Is because Asmon needs to watch Steins Gate. And if you were to watch Steins Gate, he would fall in love.
Dude, I'm actually mad right now because you're the type of weeb that makes people never see Berserk. Because you go, you can't watch Berserk, you have to read it. And then people are like, dude, I don't want to read it. I'm just going to watch it. Dude, like literally watch the 1997 Berserk. Bro, you are the type. You are being the type of weeb that scares.
Gatekeeping weebs again.
Yeah, right, dude. You know what? Maybe the Genshin Impact Twitter community was right, Tectone.
Oh my god.
No, I only say manga for shows that deviate from the source material and make up bullshit. Steins Gate anime is great. It's better. ReZero anime is great, but Asmongold is a man of intelligence, and Steins Gate would be right up his alley, dude.
Yo, I haven't watched Steins Gate yet. I haven't watched Steins Gate yet. Steins Gate is one of those shows that there are 87,000 versions. Like when you look on my my anime list, and you're not sure which one is the right one to start. That's actually the reason I haven't started it yet.
No, there's really only 2. There's Steins Gate, which is the good ending, and then there's Steins Gate. That's the bad ending. I'm not going to tell you which one you're going to say, but those are the 2 episodes. That's it.
I will start it. I will literally start it. But yeah, no, I think one of the things with anime and manga that's really infuriating to me is you get people to watch the anime and then they go, oh, I want more. And then they read the manga. And if you tell people to start reading, you scare them off. You're like, it's like being like, man, I really like Lord of the Rings.
Not gonna happen.
And you're like, you should read the Silmarillion first. It's like, no, you should watch it on my stream while I'm asleep first. Like, start off slow, and then you get to the Silmarillion.
Like, bro, are you going to tell me that I can look Asmongold in the eye and tell him, go watch 1,100 episodes of One Piece? No, bro. Or you can just, you can watch One Piece in about 600 hours. You can read it in 20. Why would you want to watch that shit for that long? Because there's that much bullshit that was made up.
I gotta say, Asmon is the type of guy that he will always give something a try if you really vouch for it. It might take him a little bit. You'll be like, yo, dude, did you watch that show yet? And he's like, dude, I fucking lied down in bed, dude. Fuck, man. Tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I just ate. I got tired. But
on the off chance that you actually do give Steins Gate a try, and I just have this out there, just get past the first episode. Because the entire show is about the first episode. And you won't get it. You won't get it. the more episodes you watch, the more you get. And that's the show. It's so good.
All right. I'll try it.
This guy managed to watch all of Sword Art Online. He can watch anything.
No, I watched all of the first season, which was quite good. Yep, and people said stop watching after the first season.
Yep.
I said, all right, I'll take your word for it.
Smart.
Sounds good to me.
You know what the perfect show to only watch one season of is? The perfect show to do that.
What's
Promise
that?
Neverland. It's so worth watching the first season, but you gotta stop after. It ends in a PowerPoint if you watch season 2. I told Tectone this. I've never said it on stream. My ex-girlfriend, she had dyslexia, so she didn't like to watch with subtitles, so we had to watch the American versions, which was even worse. But she actually watched the second season, and she said, wow, I really like that. And that's when I knew it was bad. I really dodged a bullet there. She liked the second season of Promise Neverland. It's the only bad thing about her.
How are you going to give me shit for recommending to read the manga when the exact same thing with Promise Neverland happened, where season 2 deviated from the source material and decided, oh, you know, one of the most integral characters of the entire story, he does not exist anymore. He was going to skip past all of that. That's why you tell people to
watch the first season, and then they go, wow, that's incredible. And then you go, there isn't a second season. You have to read now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's what was like with, I think it was Demon Slayer, right? That the second season hadn't come out yet. It just recently came out. And I finished the first season. I loved it, man. Like,
wait,
I absolutely loved it. What? Yeah. Demon Slayer? Yeah. It was awesome.
Demon Slayer. Oh, okay.
If I can give you a recommendation, if you like Demon Slayer, there's another show called Dororo. It's just 50 times better.
It sounds like a dog.
Okay. Well,
I like Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
Demon
really
Slayer.
good.
Dude, okay. I like Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is a PG version of Dororo.
Okay,
it's incredible.
All right.
Demon Slayer is dead ass asthma empowerment. Like that is a show about a bunch of kids with asthma, learning how to breathe, and they beat all of their enemies. I like it though. It's a really good show. And then there's that edgy Peppa Pig guy that runs around with Sony Digital's body. He's cool. He's all right, dude. That literally looks like Sony Digital went to a furry convention and only got half dressed. Like,
oh my fucking God!
Put on the rest of your suit, man.
How far did you get into JoJo's, Asmund?
I am halfway through the Josuke saga.
Josuke. Wait, you made it past Stardust Crusaders?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, what do you think about Dio though?
He's the man. Like, the thing is, he's so bad, but he does it so good.
He is one of the greatest antagonists.
He's the best because, like, Dio is like the perfect example of a character that there is like maybe some complexity with like, dad was an asshole and yeah. But Dio is just pure fucking evil. Mm-hmm. And why is he evil? Because he can be. And he's just better than everybody else and he knows it. And it's just, he's such a absolute fucking asshole. It makes him such a great villain, man.
Dude,
like at the beginning I wasn't sold, but it just got better and better.
Yeah, part 1, it's so slow. That's the biggest deterrent to the entire series for so many people. Part 2, the moment Joseph shows up with his Tommy, my God. It's so
that's my favorite one so far. Like I love that so much. It was amazing.
Part 2 was perfect, especially Caesar was one of my favorite characters in all of anime. I love him so much. Part 3, but part 4 with when you meet real Kira. Like, how much have you met Kira yet? Are you still
I don't know. I haven't watched it probably in like a month, honestly. Like I took a break because I was like getting ready to do I started streaming like every day, right?
Yeah,
and
part 4
now I haven't really done it.
Yeah, part 4 slow build up, but then it starts exploding.
It has felt slow so far, but I've heard the same thing from other people because I've talked about it.
Have you guys watched really quick, I do want to agree with Asmund, by the way. I feel like people forgot for a long time just how entertaining and also how deep the pure evil villain can go. Especially if you play, I'm not going to say anything right now because it would be a spoiler, but I think Final Fantasy XIV did a good job with balancing the type of bad guys that you have. And that's all that I'll say because I don't want to ruin anything for Asmund or anybody in chat. World of Warcraft did like the worst job, right? All they did.
Besides Garrosh was amazing. There were some really good villains in WoW. but there were not all good villains. Do we want to do the questions?
Yeah, we'll start the questions right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So Sinak and Peckies, if we can boot up the questions right now, I'll give a rundown of how everybody can do it. So basically, Peckies, correct me if I'm wrong. So they do hashtag ask, and then you put a space, and you type out the question. So hashtag ask.
What? Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, brand new. This is brand new technology. Not hashtag ask, it's hashtag ask.
Yeah.
Nice try though. That might work in Tectone stream, but not here. Yeah, hashtag no, guys. You have to do hashtag ask and then the question. Just typing hashtag ask will do literally nothing.
They're trying their best, man. You know, they're new here, bro.
They're all saying hashtag ash gotcha.
Oh my God, guys. Okay.
The World of Warcraft.
They've been playing too much Lost Ark.
WoW had one really good complicated villain with Arthas, and then they tried to turn every villain into Arthas. Like they even went back and they retconned Sargeras, and they made his story the same story as Arthas, but in space, bro.
Dude, and Sylvanas' arc was so gross. I did not enjoy a single second of that. Dude, when she just bodies the Lich King. Why
did you put that question up, Sinek? The first question that we got is these nuts?
You got us, man. Hey, you got us. Yeah, no, I mean, I could go on probably for 10 hours about that. This is the first question here from Wolfgang Ampersand. How do you feel about Lost Ark not having all classes available right now compared to others? I don't really think it matters. Like, to me, they have the class with the really big two-handed sword, and I don't care. Yep, it's fine to me.
For me, as a person who wanted to main one of the classes that aren't available right now, I'm actually really happy about it because I wanted to be a scouter main. It looks like the coolest class. That's the class that I love the most. But now because it's not out, I get to experience other things that I would have never experienced because I don't have the ability to play that. But when that comes out, I'm gonna hit the ground running. And one of the things with MMOs for me is if I have nothing to look forward to, I'm not going to play. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm gonna play until it comes out.
Yeah, so I think that what you said is exactly how I feel, Tectone. It's one of those things where the game has 2 or 3 years of content that it already pushed out in other regions. They obviously want to catch up, but if you rush through that content, you will miss so much of what the game has to offer. So I think they've done a pretty intelligent job and a pretty good job of making sure that you get to experience that content, but on a very accelerated schedule so we eventually catch up with all the different regions.
Yeah, I think so too. What's the next question?
They'll just keep on putting them up. How cool is this, by the way?
Asmon, will you be doing Lost Ark transmog comps from Copper Gamer? Yes, I will. It will be maybe a little bit more difficult, but I do plan on doing Lost Ark transmog comps at some point. I want to at least do one of them because it's like that's like the it's like the thing that I do, right? So how do I not do a transmog comp in a new game? It's fun. You've got tons of different customization options. We probably won't be doing it for maybe like a week and a half, 2 weeks or so, but whenever we do, it'll be fun.
It is such good content. It is amazing. Yeah, that shit is so funny.
That's just one for me. So I mean, let's go to the next one. Yeah. I know you said you're interested in the Lost Ark tournament. Can you give us a heads up what server you'll do it on? Because custom games are server specific. Oh fuck! Really? Custom games are server specific. Yeah, I'll let people. Yeah, we'll definitely let people know ahead of time. Like, we're not sure if we're gonna do that or not, but I do think
people
that we'll definitely do
news. That. Yeah, people are
saying
it's
region. That. No, they're not. Okay, great. Yep, fake news.
Yeah, look, we'll figure that out. We've done many tournaments in the past. We'll do whatever Asmon needs.
That is that's why we're going to be looking it up and figuring it out for ourselves. Yeah, there we go. It's region, not servers. Yeah, which is why it was actually the reason why I played on the East region is because way more people were playing on there. So yeah, just be on the East region and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think we're all playing on Galaga, right?
They said sorry too. You're totally fine. We're all new to the game right now. We're figuring out all the stuff together. Yeah. So this is from Bellrum. Do you think Lost Ark will get consistent content releases in time for a generally greedier Western audience?
I have experience with this one. I've played games that have like future, like the game's already made in different regions and then it gets released to a Western audience. Generally, yes, the pacing will be better, but the problem is I also do think with the premises that have been put into place that we are trying to be put on an accelerated schedule to catch up to the other servers. But I feel like, yes, it'll be good for now, but I do think eventually we are going to hit a wall. I don't know how long it's going to be till we hit that wall, but in my opinion, I feel like the plan is to catch up and then we'll be on a more normalized pace in a, I guess, more Korean server perspective.
Wait, did they call us greedy?
Yeah, basically.
I would agree, though.
Yeah, they did.
Huh.
I mean, I would, yeah, I don't really have much to add to that. I feel like it'll probably take a year and a half to add in all the content, and then we'll be on the same level as everybody else.
Yeah.
You talking about Arknights right now, by the way, man?
I am talking about Arknights. Exactly that game.
Yeah. Good game in a lot of ways.
Also,
bad
shit game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Next question here is from Senvelope. Thoughts on Lost Ark character customization? I mean, for me, I was able to make my character look exactly the same as I do in real life, and I thought it was great. Obviously, for like an ARPG, it's like with PoE and with Diablo 3, you have zero customization. So I was enjoying like being able to actually customize my character and have him, you know, look cool, etc. And that was great. I thought the customization was awesome.
I thought it was good, but I was upset that there was no like titty slider or like butt slider.
Well, they're already maxed.
That's true. So I guess there's one size fits all. That's good. But also the beard. You couldn't change the beard. That pissed me off, man.
Yeah,
but
I did not like that.
Other than that, it is what it is.
I'm in the cash shop right now.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. I bet.
Dude, I don't understand why people get so upset about gender locks.
Well, I don't like playing girl characters. I'm a guy. I want to play a character that looks like me, that's like me, right? I want to play a guy character. I'll be honest, like I'm one of them. Now, do I really care? No, I play Elementalist I'm playing Elementalist right now in PoE. So it's not like this is something that's ruining my life or something that it's a deal breaker for me. But I would prefer to play, you know, a male character because I'm a dude. Next question, Joey Field. How will you balance Lost Ark, WoW, Final Fantasy, and now Elden Ring? I don't know, guys. How many games are you guys currently playing?
I am playing Lost Ark and Genshin, and then any game my friends want me to play, I'll play.
Yeah.
But with me, Elden Ring, I don't understand that because Elden Ring should be like a more of a finite game from everything that I've heard. It's like you beat it and then you kind of leave. It isn't going to be like an MMO format with content updates. So like, am I mistaken, or isn't Elden Ring just like a Souls game?
Yeah, yes and no.
One shot, right?
Yes and no. Like a lot of people are going to one shot the game, they're going to beat the game, and they're not going to play it again. And then there's going to be other people that want to do New Game Plus. They want to try different builds. They enjoy the combat of the game. They want to explore around. And like for me, like to compare, like Dark Souls, I put 300 or 400 hours into Dark Souls 1, and like collectively across all the games, I'll probably put like 600 hours into them because I like playing them in different ways and doing different things in the game. So yeah, I mean, and there's also PvP as well. PvP in those games is, in my opinion, I think pretty bad because of the netcode.
Yeah, I've never liked it.
Yeah, it's awful. But you know, maybe Elden Ring will be a little bit better. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't really worry about balancing the games that much at all because I just go and I play whatever I want to play. Like I don't want to stress myself out or think about this. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to think about it.
People treat these games like they're jobs. Like, dude, just play what you want. Why balance? Just be what you want to be on.
Yep.
Like, for example, like me and Rich, we play gacha games. I got other people playing my account to at least grind on dailies, but I only play what I want to play. I don't care about that balance and shit.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed recently? Maybe I'm just like too much of an optimist. Have you guys kind of felt like Twitch is starting to feel like it used to feel, where it's just like everybody wants to play like a million games?
Yes.
Like, it feels way less like that. It's like less Master Chef-y and more people playing games. Maybe it's just I'm delusional, and yesterday
no, you're not.
we were playing Among Us yesterday just because we felt like it.
It was awesome. No joke. I literally felt like when I first joined OTK, which was like 3-4 months ago, I started to feel stupid for playing games. That's all I do. Is I like playing games, so I'm going to play games. And even better if I get to play games with my friends.
The OTK effect.
Yeah, but like I'm just sitting here, I'm like watching Mizkif, and I'm like, should I just go out and play golf or something? Which, by the way, tomorrow we are playing golf, which would be sick. But other than that, I got to a point on Twitch where I felt stupid playing games, and maybe I should just react to MasterChef. But it feels so good being in a space with so excited about so many games. I love it, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I mean, like, to me, I don't want to think about it a whole lot. If I get behind in a game or whatever, then I just don't play that game as much. I think that if you're not a person with a lot of free time, you should not be thinking about playing 3 MMOs at the same time. And that's just the fucking truth. You're not going to be able to keep up, and it's probably not going to be very rewarding. That is just, it is what it is. Yeah, one's enough. Yeah. Next question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I was just basically
Here, I got you. Infighter 9000 says, should WoW get rid of the sub?
I think they should include it with Xbox Game Pass. They should make it to where, like, if you get a Game Pass, you're able to get a WoW sub. Like, I'd love that.
Smart. That's actually
I would be
insane.
I would be so happy if they included WoW in the Xbox Game Pass. There was actually an interview recently with Phil Spencer where he was saying that he wanted to get more people into World of Warcraft. And that would be huge, because also, like, a big reason why people unsub from WoW is because they run out of content. But the thing is, it's the same way that, like, in Classic WoW and Burning Crusade are a value add for the sub itself as an umbrella is a value add to Game Pass. So it's like a symbiotic relationship where it increases the value of Game Pass, and also the WoW sub's value is being increased by Game Pass as well. Because now if you don't want to play WoW, you can play another game on Game Pass instead. So yeah, I think it would be amazing if that happened. And I think it would speak to the longevity of the game, because it means that Microsoft and Blizzard are invested in continuing the game.
I mean, I think it definitely looks like Microsoft is invested with the amount of money that they spent on the game, right? That's not like a play where you're going in and you're like, all right, let's do what Blizzard was doing and just bleed this IP dry, crank out as many expansions as we can, get the money for that, and then trick people into buying 6 months for this shiny little horse mount. I think they definitely look like they're in for the long haul. I hope they get some fresh blood in there actually working on the game, so some of those internal politics Blizzard are gone. But we'll see what happens over time.
Yeah. You want to do one more question?
Yeah, I'm down.
Tectone, what do you think, by the way, about the WoW sub?
To be honest, I had many ideas, and then I heard yours, and I'm like, good God, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, all right, he got it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, jeez, that's so smart.
Billy, it's because I've had to say it 50 times, okay? Yeah, don't worry. Billy Raff, last question here. When it comes to Lost Ark, do you see an endgame working towards PvP purely, or a solid mix of just PvP and PvE grinding? Well, there's no working towards... we've got one more after this, actually. There's no working towards PvP, because you are already going to be at the highest level the moment that you step into the arena. So it's only like learning your rotation better and learning how to play your class better. It's not like this is going to be a progression system. I don't know how many like PvP like rank progression systems they have and what the longevity of that is yet, but I think that mainly the end game is going to revolve around PvE.
I have a bit of a different take for that question. The way that I interpret it was, for me, the end game for my Lost Ark is just going to be trying to make incredibly good content. I think the best content will be easily made in 3's arena. I feel like it's going to be awesome. But I feel like there would be nothing cooler than Guild v Guild with an entire like guild of like content creators, because the call outs and the madness and just the experiences that we're going to be able to share together and put on Twitch is going to be nuts. And I feel like, as every MMO, the end game for a lot of people is just the friends you make along the way.
I would definitely agree with that. 100%.
Rich?
Sorry, I was literally just buying out the cash shop.
Jesus Christ!
I don't even know what I got. I actually don't even know what I did. I bought like this like, I don't know what a Star's Breath is, and then my inventory got full. I'm sorry, I love this game. When it comes to the Lost Ark endgame, working towards PvP, look, for me, it's all about I think it would be sick to see 2 giant guilds going like head to head, and the friends we made along the way.
Let's go, Rich. Good
Yay.
shit, dude.
Yay. All right, last question.
One last question.
Will Lost Ark survive the West, or will it be another firework like New World? Pretty to look at, explosive launch, and then quick to die. Holy shit, man.
Man,
I'm
wow.
really glad that was the last question.
It sounded personal.
Oh boy, that's brutal. I have no idea. How can we possibly know? Right now, the game has been out for a grand total of 3 days. Let's see what happens. How about that?
Let's give it a chance.
For me, New World, the problem with New World for me was that the issues were so obvious, right? Like you could see New World and you could pick apart so many different things that could be changed so easily, but they just didn't happen.
Yeah.
But with the thing with New World is that, or sorry, not New World, Lost Ark, is that everything that's already been messed up has already been addressed. And the reason why people quit is because they don't know what to look forward to. Already off the launch, you know what we're looking forward to. You know that there are things coming. There's nothing to give up on.
It has a proven success.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah, it has proved success. Yep. Do I think it's gonna be 1 million concurrents for the next 3 years and nobody leaves? No, I feel like it'll probably drop to like what, 30-40% of the current player base, and then probably slowly like
just go up and down based off content patches.
Yeah, and then new content comes and it's all the excitement all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the end game loops well enough to know what it's going to look like. But I definitely can say without a doubt that I think, you know, if you're like, oh, should I play this game? You should definitely try it when it's literally going to be free. The leveling experience has been super fun. So definitely check it out.
Don't play Gun Launcher for leveling. Play Sorcerer. Better.
Play Berserker. It's the best.
Yeah, play Berserker.
Yeah, that's what I would
a lot
say.
Of fun.
But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been kind of odd for us to do ALLCRAFT again, like in a weird way, because I haven't done it for like 4 or 5 or 6 months, and to come back and people being so supportive and everything like that, I really, really do appreciate it. And with the giveaway, I know people are asking about the current giveaway. Again, we are going to be doing. They just get the cash, right? Like we're not picking winners. Yeah. Okay, so guys, it's literally this simple. With the current account, you just request money from OTK, and we will just give you money up to like $5,000, and we're also going to be giving away more on the after show as well. So that's basically what's going to be happening. It's the current account, which is basically a online modern banking account without a lot of the transactionary fees that, you know, traditional banks might have. So if that's something that interests you, if you're low on cash and you still want to have a place to use your money online, current could be a great thing for you.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, just click the link. Vegito's been spamming it in the chat. You go there, you download the app, you request the cash up to $500. We're going to give away $2,500 of it right now. So go ahead and send in that request, and we'll go ahead and shoot it over to you. And then after, like right now, we're going to jump over to my stream for a little bit. We're going to pull people into Discord, and we are going to do viewer call-ins. Tectone, if you want to join, feel free. And we'll just chill. We'll take some questions. You can say whatever you want, and then we're going to give away a little bit more cash as well.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. Well, that pretty much sounds good to me. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that we were back. I'm definitely glad to be back. And again, guys, I will be back online tomorrow. And I've said before that, you know, I'm not really sure how I'm going to do streams and like my schedule and everything like that. So yes, that's what's going to happen. I will be back online tomorrow. There are going to be new drops for Lost Ark tomorrow as well for the official release, gentlemen. And I'll try to be online as early as I can be, the same as I was today. And either way, guys, I'll see you then. And thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Tectone, for coming on as well. And if mods can link Tectone's socials in chat, you guys can follow him. He mainly streams, well, right now he's streaming Lost Ark, and he also streams Genshin Impact and a few other games as well.
And just to shout out Tectone again, tomorrow on Tectone's stream, I'm not sure what time we're getting started, but like he mentioned, we're gonna do a Top Golf thing. We're gonna go golfing. I know, like, I think it's Tectone. It's who's going? It's you, me, Emmy,
Emmy. I think NMP as well. I think also Sarah Asmon. If you're down, that'd be sick too. But you might be streaming during that hour.
What time?
Thinking like 2 p.m. Rich.
We'll shoot out a group text message and everything. We'll figure it out. So guys, definitely give Tectone a follow. He's been into OTK for a while now. He's literally the best dude in the entire world. Check out his stream. He's let me stay in his house. When Mizkif, I've known Mizkif for years now. When Mizkif had me stay in his house, he locked me in a closet. He told me I wasn't allowed to leave, and then he took the door off the wall one day and he walked in. He said, "You need to get out. You need to get out right now." I was on the street for days. Tectone, I'm in this giant room. I got my own streamer. They literally set up a second stream setup for me in the other room because you guys didn't like the microphone here. They bring me food every 2 hours. I love it here. He's the best dude on Twitch. Follow him right now. We're going to be playing a lot of Lost Ark. All three of us will probably do the endgame stuff together as well.
Dude, that would be sick.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Threes Arena would be nuts.
I'm excited to do that. The raids, everything else. So yeah, guys, again, thank you all so much for the support today and everything, not just for ALLCRAFT, but also just for the stream. Thank you guys so much. It's been a great time coming back and streaming again, and I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow in the morning. So anyway, thank you all very much for watching. We're going to go ahead and sign off, move over to Rich's stream, do the after show, and then after that, we're going to call it the day. So thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, boys, peace.